Emergencies. In this module, you will learn about roadside emergencies and the ways to handle them safely. There are a number of vehicle problems that can unfortunately lead to roadside emergencies. Drivers should prepare ahead of time for the most common roadside emergencies because simple emergency gear and a basic mechanical knowledge can help to get through most emergencies or breakdowns. Emergency kit. A simple vehicle emergency kit includes owner's manual, first aid kit, portable fire extinguisher, high visibility safety vests, reflective triangle, flashlight, jump cables, spare tire jack, lug wrench, brick wedge, tire pressure gauge, gloves, engine oil, brake oil, coolant. Now, let's see what mechanical knowledge is required to tackle the emergencies. Mechanical knowledge. Some of the roadside emergencies can be fixed with basic mechanical knowledge and without much effort. Therefore, it is always better for the drivers to have a plan to get back to the road safely. The common roadside emergencies are stuck vehicle, engine overheating, flat tire, dead battery. In any of these emergencies, drivers should not panic but act wisely. Let's see how to sort out these issues. Stuck vehicle. In the UAE, road infrastructure is well designed, which allows traffic to move smoothly. However, sometimes drivers use the sandy area to reach their destination in less time and get stuck due to the soft surface and loss of traction. When stuck in sand, the most important reminder is to avoid accelerating, as it can make the vehicle sink more deeply into the sand. In this situation, drivers should let some air out of the tires to create a greater surface area and improve traction. Select the lowest gear. Keep the front wheel pointing straight. Gently accelerate and allow the wheels to move the vehicle forward a bit. Avoid increasing the RPM over 2 as it may force wheels to spin. Decelerate and allow the vehicle to fall back into the ruts. Immediately apply the accelerator again to move the vehicle forward. Continue this procedure to build the momentum to rock the vehicle out of the sand. Once the vehicle is out of the sand, do not follow the same path. Use an alternate route with better surface. Remember, if these attempts are not helping and the vehicle is still stuck, then look for a tow service. Engine overheating. Another common roadside emergency is engine overheating, which can quickly lead to a very dangerous scenario, including a fire in the vehicle. This is because a vehicle's running engine produces heat when the fuel burns. This heat, if not counted appropriately, can cause the engine to overheat and thus become damaged. There could be several reasons for this phenomenon, but the most common reason is a low level of coolant in the radiator. Therefore, while driving, if the temperature gauge is climbing in heat, pull over immediately to the nearest safe place. In this case, drivers should open the hood to allow heat to disperse faster. Check the coolant level in the reservoir tank located near the radiator. If the coolant level is low, consider topping up the reservoir without turning off the engine. This should cool down the engine unless there is a leak. If the coolant is up to the mark, quickly switch off the engine, as it indicates another problem that can be serious. Call for the assistance service to diagnose and fix the problem. Remember, it is advisable not to open the radiator cap when hot, as it is extremely dangerous. Flat tire. Changing a tire is quite straightforward, but it requires a little effort. A flat tire can happen anywhere on the road. Therefore, it is a necessary skill for all drivers to know how to change a flat tire. Drivers can find all the instructions in the vehicle's owner's manual, as the tire changing procedure might differ in some models. In general, the steps for changing a tire are as follows. Find a flat, stable and safe place to change your tire, as far away from traffic as possible. Apply the parking brake, put the vehicle into park position, turn on the hazard lights and place the reflective triangle behind the vehicle at a safe distance. Wear the protective gloves and high visibility vest for safety. chock the wheel in front and back of the diagonally opposite tyre with the help of block or wedge. Take out the spare tyre and the jack. Place the jack under the frame near the flat tyre and ensure that the jack is in contact with the metal portion of the vehicle frame. Raise the jack until it is supporting the vehicle, but do not lift the vehicle. Remove the hubcap and loosen the nuts with the help of a lug wrench by turning counterclockwise. Don't remove the nuts completely, just break the resistance. Crank the jack to lift the tyre off the ground, high enough to remove and replace the tyre. Remove the nuts and tyre. It is advisable to place the flat tyre under the vehicle for safety measures. Place the spare tyre on the hub, aligning the rim of the spare tyre with the wheel bolts. Tighten the nuts diagonally by hand until they are firm. Lower the vehicle without applying the full weight on the tyre and tighten the nuts as much as possible. Lower the vehicle to the ground fully and remove the jack. Finally, tighten the nuts again and replace the hubcap. Put the flat tyre in the trunk and take it to a workshop for fixing. Remember, change a tyre on the road only if it is completely safe to do so. Otherwise, call the roadside assistance. Dead battery. The reason for a dead battery could be accidentally leaving a vehicle's lights on or any other mechanical or electrical problem. This problem can be settled by jump-starting a vehicle. Jump-starting a vehicle is usually simple, but it is a serious matter. Drivers must do it right to do it safely. To jump-start the vehicle, drivers need the help from a vehicle with a good battery. Pull the good battery vehicle close enough to the dead battery vehicle to connect the jumper cables. Turn off the ignition and all electrical accessories in both vehicles. Connect the positive jumper clamp, marked positive, plus or colored red to the positive plus terminal of the dead battery. Attach the other end of the positive jumper clamp to the positive terminal on the good battery. Connect the negative jumper clamp, marked with minus or colored black, to the negative minus terminal of the good battery. Attach the other end of the negative jumper clamp to the negative terminal on the dead battery. Make sure the cable clamps are making good contact with the terminals. Start the good battery vehicle and let it charge up the dead battery for some time. Afterwards, start the dead battery vehicle with the cable still in place. When the vehicle with the weak battery starts, wait for about 15 seconds to make sure it doesn't stall. If the vehicle doesn't start, call for professional service. To disconnect the cables, follow the reverse order. First, remove the negative cable from the jumped vehicle, then the negative cable from the vehicle with the good battery. Afterwards, remove the positive cable from the terminal of the good battery. Finally, remove the positive cable from the vehicle with the weak battery. Remember, if the engine is running after jump starting, be careful while removing the cables to avoid contact with belts, fans, and other moving parts. Another roadside emergency can be an accident on the road. Drivers should know what to do if there is a crash.